Hello, everyone, and welcome to our weekly QuickBooks Lunch and Learn. Hope everyone is doing well. Hi, Will. How are you?
Oh, Sylvia, what's up, Sylvia? How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Will. I'm doing really good. Hi, morning. Yes, I just want to give a quick shout out to those of you who have been interacting with us on our QuickBooks Lunch and Learn Facebook page. Shout out to Linda J. What is it, Seamer? We have Simone and Susan, Mary Ellen, Staten Island in the house. Hey, we have um, Deborah Evans and Kitty V. Let's see who else. Jerry D and Shirley N. And I'm only giving your last initial because I do not want to mess up your last names, guys. Yolanda W. We have Josephine Terry. That's the easy one. I won't mess up. We have Cindy Cooper, and let's see. That's just a few of you guys that have been very diligent in responding to us through QuickBooks when we put out questions or things to get you guys engaged. You've been responding, and we truly appreciate it. And we love your feedback. We love the fact that when we ask questions, you guys come back with responses about how we're doing as far as keeping you guys engaged. We want this to be exciting and interesting because we want you to keep on coming back. And if you tell us what works and doesn't work, we'll continue to keep you guys happy. So thank you. Thank you for your feedback. It is so greatly appreciated. And thank you so much for your continuous support coming back week after week. Right, Well,
Well, you said you're going to keep them happy. I don't know if I can keep them happy.
you
So,
can't keep them happy. Well, okay, yeah, that's true. I will try my best to keep you happy. And we want to give a shout out to Pamela. She's on, she's in the back end, but she's always making sure that we are up to date on what's going on. She's the one who's kind of engaging you guys inside of the Lunch and Learn QuickBooks page. So, thank you. It's not possible without the whole team working together. And thank you, Pamela, Will. Thank you, guys.
well,
Thank you for allowing
no.
me
So
Friday.
I screwed up this week, Sylvia.
Uh-oh, what happened, Will?
Uh, I told Pamela the wrong page. So, guys, don't get mad. We are not doing payroll today. I told Pamela the wrong page. The reason why I'm not doing payroll, I told her, hey, the next topic we're doing is payroll. The reason why I don't want to do payroll won't work. You won't get anything out of it unless you're really running payroll in QuickBooks. So for those who are running payroll inside of QuickBooks, and you were like, oh, I'm interested in this topic, I'm sorry, we're not going to do that today. So I totally apologize for that. So totally my fault. So we are going down the bank feeds process. So sorry for whoever wanted to be here for payroll. If you really wanted to be here for payroll and learn payroll, put a 1 in the chat. Let me see who really wants to learn about payroll, and maybe I'll do it. I was thinking about just skipping it, but we'll see. Maybe someone's really interested in that, and I should be. We got one person.
Oh, we got a
Oh,
couple of ones. Yeah. Yeah.
we
Payroll.
got.
Okay. So far as 5, Will. We'll see. But in the meantime, guys, if you're yeah, well, it looks like you may have to. If you're here for the first time, joining us for the first time, this is a totally interactive lunch and learn. So what we need for you, we need for you to ask questions. We need for you to post comments in the chat. If you have a question that you want us to answer, please put it in our question and answer section. Only questions that are going to be asked. Questions that you want answered. Please, no responses, no comments. Please leave those to the chat area. If for everyone who asks a question, you will be entered to win a $25 Grubhub gift card. The drawing is done at the end of each webinar. So keep the questions coming and good luck to you. And well, it's in your hands.
Can I shout some people out, Sylvia?
Go ahead, Will. Shout out.
So, so first, from these calls, I've been meeting some amazing people. So I actually had an opportunity to work with Gloria and Darlene and what they were doing. So able to help them and support them. So I had a really great experience, learned about what they do and helping them do some QuickBooks stuff. Also, Staten Island, I was able to meet with Mary Ellen from Staten Island
Oh, wow.
Monday. I think we met Monday or one day this week we met. So that was really good of helping her get unstuck. And I think the last person is Lisa Zanny. Lisa, I've been working with Lisa probably for almost a month now. And we've been doing some things together to help her as she built her business. So if these lunch and learns, guys, just so that you're aware, these lunch and learns are here for, for us to support weekly week. The content is kind of structured. If it's something that you need additional support on, just use our QuickBooks live audit, and then we'll kind of walk you through. It's kind of a checklist that you tell us what your issue is, and then we will hop on a 45-minute call to see if we can help you further. So Pamela, maybe if you could share that link with the group, that'll be amazing. And I think I'm ready to go, Sylvia.
Okay, well, and yeah, we're gonna have to do the payroll. I don't know if it's gonna be today or whenever, but one day, because everyone is saying yes. Well, there's a lot of them that want QuickBooks payroll.
I feel bad now. You know what it is, guys? I like to plan and know what I'm going to talk about on these calls, right? I'm an introvert, Sylvia, right? So I'm not the guy who comes on here and do things and just wings it. I need to know my content. Different from you, Sylvia. Different from you. You just come on and you just show up and you're perfect. I kind of need to do things systematic. And if I get out of being systematic, I'm kind of lose that. So what we'll do, how many people we got? Because we got, how many people is that said yes to payroll?
About 6 or 7 people.
See, it's only 1% of the people that's on the call.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people, 10 people. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be done today, of course, because we know that you already have something else in mind to do, but we will circle back, right? Well,
we will circle that. 10 people is like 2% of the people that's on this call. So okay. If we get 20%,
okay. All right. Okay, guys, you hear that? So if you really, really want Will to go over payroll, we're gonna need for you to, really show up and tell us this. Yes, yes. How about we'll do this on our next call, we'll do a poll.
We'll do a poll. And if the poll comes back that everybody wants payroll, that's what we'll do. Yes, and then I'll be prepared for that topic.
Yes. So next week, we'll have a poll set up to see who wants us to cover payroll. Yeah. I think that'll work. We'll get an accurate account then, Will.
Okay, great. So guys, just because I'm jumping here a little bit, so the page that we're starting on, if you're following in the manual, is 104. And so today we are going to talk about bank feeds, because I think this is a game changer if you're using QuickBooks and bank feeds for your business. So 104, we're gonna go into bank feeds. I don't think I'm going to finish this topic today because I think it's robust. And the reason why I want to talk about bank feeds most importantly today, because I think, if you're not using QuickBooks for management purposes, and you are using QuickBooks just to compile someone's books or just to kind of get your transactions in so they know where they are for tax purposes, all you need is bank feeds. Like if you can get this is going to show you how to post everything in QuickBooks, and you can use this one thing to do an entire set of books, right? As long as you're not using it for management purposes, you're not sending invoices out to your customers, you're not putting bills in and then paying those bills. But if we just want to capture the data, this is what you need. So if you can get bank feeds, you can compile someone's books from here and not have to use any other areas of QuickBooks to post all your transactions. So Sylvia, you're smiling. Are you excited about this? Or am I just excited about this? Like, why do I get excited about this weird stuff, right?
No, bank feeds, definitely. I like the topic of bank feeds.
Perfect. And I may toggle from, showing this on the screen to looking at the manual, because some things I won't be able to do because I'm not really connected to a real bank account. So I won't be able to bring you through the entire process with the demo company. So in that scenario, I may show you in the manual where it actually comes up to kind of illustrate that. Anything else, Sylvia, before we blast off here?
No, I think that's all. Just like I said, guys, keep the questions coming, but make sure the questions only are in the question and answer section. And any comments or feedback you want to give, please put it in the chat.
Yeah, and no feedback. That will skip payroll today, okay, guys?
No Captain Obvious, no, none of that.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so let's do it. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. So guys, we're talking about bank feeds, and when we talk about bank feeds, if you click on your banking screen, the one thing I need to show you, because it may get a little confusing depending on what view you're looking at. If you notice here, and you look at my bank feed screen, I have add and match here, okay? Yours may not say that when you go in. If you click on your gear icon, there is this option to switch to business view, right? If I switch it to business view, those different buttons will change and the names will change. I'll show you what happens. So if I switch to business view, what happens here, and I'm on this banking screen, now it actually says review. So actually, let me go on here. You have review, you have confirm, you have review. So it's just different terminology based upon what I'm doing. And if you notice my pane over here, this changed also. Now I have transactions. So I'm going to do this from the view that I'm used to. But if yours looks like that, it's because your QuickBooks is set up for that different view. And you can just toggle here or whatever's easier for you. To me, I'm so used to actually using it in this view, add and matching. That's what I'm leaving mines on, but yours may have different names next to it. And that's really how you toggle from one to another, okay? So when you're actually in here, and sometimes when you first set up a company, you won't see these. These are different bank accounts that's actually linked, banks and credit cards that are linked from me. So in order to actually set up a new account, here you have this link account, and you would click here. When you click here, it is going to ask you for where your bank is. And basically what you need to have is the bank that you're banking at, or the credit card that you're banking at, and put it in there and see if it's available. Remember, not all banks are available. There are a lot that are there, and you can link and have these transactions download automatically, but some banks are not actually online, or doesn't actually interface with QuickBooks. And I'll show you a workaround for that in a second, how you can still upload transactions. But you just want to actually select your bank. And I'm going to pull up the manual here, because this part I need to kind of show you, because I'm not going to be able to show you in a demo because I'm not really connecting an account. So in the menu, once you actually click on that, and you put your username and password in, right? And remember, guys, sometimes you have to use the person who has admin rights, depending on the bank. So sometimes your client will give you read-only access, or maybe your bank login, you don't have access to download transactions. Using your username and password, if you don't have access to download transactions, it may not work for you. What we do here, we ask that business owner or that client to put their own username and password in, so everything downloads for us automatically. So just be conscious of that you may need to actually put the business owner, or whoever has the, the admin rights or sign-in rights to the account, they may need to put their username and password in. And when they do that, and you can make them secure, the person who goes into QuickBooks, they cannot transact on their behalf. Only thing that's happening, those transactions are downloaded. If they put their username and password in, you can't get in, you can't log into their bank. It is only going one way. This is only downloaded. It's not like if they put their username and password in, you are going to be able to transact on their behalf. It is only a one-way download. That's important to tell your client or someone you're working with, because they're like, hey, if I put my username and password in, you're going to have access to my account. No, it is just for download purposes, okay? Once you put that username and password in, QuickBooks is going to pull up all of the bank accounts that's associated with that username and password. And let me see if I can make this bigger. Okay. So just make believe that you've actually logged in, you put the username and password in. This screen is showing the different accounts that's online in the portal for that bank that you use to log in. What you basically need to do is this right-hand side where it says check-in, you need to pick the chart of accounts that you set up that's going to be associated with this account that these transactions are going to download to. Okay, so you just want to select that from your chart of accounts. The next thing you want to do, QuickBooks will ask you, we will pull transaction from the selected date, and you can actually choose a custom date. So you want to be careful there because you want to start from when you're actually doing these books from. If there are transactions in from 2019, don't start with last year. Start with this year or this month. You want to just specify what date you want those transactions to download from. The other thing that you do want to keep in mind, some online banking, they won't let you go back as far. So if it's 2 years old, you probably can't go back and download it. And it's always going to depend on the bank and how many transactions, how far it goes back to let you download those transactions. So just be conscious of that. You may want to go back 2 years, but the bank may only go back 3 months to let you download transactions. So you got to be conscious of what the bank will allow you to do. And I'll show you another workaround if you need to go back further, how to do that. Once you actually do that, there'll be a connect button and then you'll hit connect. And then behind the scenes, QuickBooks will begin to download those transactions for you into your bank feed screen. This just tells you the earliest date or whatever. And then we go here. So now I can go back to here and show you. So once I select my account and you have it connected, it's going to look like one of these. This screen here does not mean that every bank account that I have set up is connected. This is only the connected accounts, okay? So if I did not connect an account, I will not see it in this screen. This screen is only showing me the accounts that's actually connected. You'll see here that what you have is QuickBooks says updated moments ago. Sometimes you'll come in here and it'll say updated 7 days ago. And sometimes you have to manually update. If you need to manually update, you can just click here and click on that update, and QuickBooks will go out and pull down those transactions to be current. Okay, so you can see the date of the last time that this account was updated. So just pay attention to that. The other thing that I've been getting a lot of questions on, well, why is the bank balance different from what's in my QuickBooks balance? Okay, so if you have transactions that is on your bank feeds, right, and it's sitting here, these transactions are technically not in QuickBooks. Okay, it's not until I add all these transactions in QuickBooks should my bank balance match my QuickBooks balance. And it still may not match, and I'll explain why, right? So let's say that you have put a transaction into QuickBooks that has not cleared the bank. These amounts are going to be different. But if you have everything that's in QuickBooks and all those things have went through that bank account, then these two numbers should be exactly the same, okay? Only time these numbers are going to be different if you have something in QuickBooks that did not clear the bank yet. But if everything has cleared the bank, these numbers should match perfectly. So this is your bank balance. So this one here, you have a little trouble. Your bank account's overdrawn by $3,000, $3,621. So you want to figure out what's going on there and probably get your money to the bank. This amount will always be based upon the bank. The one thing that we need to watch out for, sometimes there's pending transactions in your bank. And those pending transactions may be the balance, but the charge is not sitting on your bank statement because it's pending. So that can give you a difference as well. But that's what these two balances represent. This is the amount that's in QuickBooks. This is the amount that your bank is saying that's actually there. So you want to make sure that you get all the transactions added, or you identify if there's any uncleared transactions. So that's what happens there. You will notice here, you have this three different tabs that people miss, right? So you have for review, categorize, and exclude it, okay? So for review means that these are the things that you need to take care of. So these transactions here, QuickBooks says, hey, we think this Bob's Burger is right, isn't a match. So as I actually match these, my for review number goes down. So as I clear these out, these things are taken care of. And the whole goal would be is to keep this queue empty. When it's empty, that means you are totally up to date, okay? So that's the for review. Categorize are going to be things that you put in. So you notice I just added these things in. Let's say I made a mistake. I can go to my categorize and say Bob Burger Joint. Oh, that's wrong. I can undo here. When I undo, it just goes back to my for review. So Bob's Burger Joint is back here in my queue and I can do something. So the things that I'm adding here are going to go into my categorize. I can go back to what got categorized and I can undo them just in case I made a mistake or something. So that will be in this categorize view here. And the other thing you have is excluded. Why is excluded here? Guys, software is not perfect, right? It is used to be a tool that's going to help you speed up your transaction processing time. So what I'm kind of doing there is I am excluding transactions that I know that are duplicates, okay? Sometimes you have glitches in the bank that really does happen. And you will actually see that there are transactions that you added in already and they're duplicate. Well, you have to turn the light bulb on and you have to say, I've added this already. I don't believe you, Mr. Software. I am not going to add this into my QuickBooks because it is a duplicate. So you have this option to exclude them. So what I can actually do here, if I check this one off and I knew it's a duplicate, I can say exclude, okay? So I want to exclude any items that I know that's popped to the duplicate. If it's not in QuickBooks, you want to match it, you do want to add it. But you just want to make sure that if there's a duplicate, you are excluding it, okay? The other thing that you have in this screen is that you can batch post transactions, okay? So for me, if I'm going to go in here and post this, and you'll notice that, hey, squeaky clean car, there's 2 transactions. I got the ability not to sort these by date, but I can do them by description, right? And then squeaky clean car, if I knew these were the same transactions, I can batch post these if I wanted to. The problem is QuickBooks is actually saying there's 2 records, so it doesn't know which one it is. So I need to actually give it some information. But if there was a transaction and these are uncategorized, right? We don't want to put this uncategorized, but let's say these 2 transactions was good. I can check those off and accept them both at one time. I don't have to do it individually. Or I can exclude them. Or I can actually update them. And I can actually say, hey, where this transaction should go to if they're the same. So let's make sure that you're using your batch tools. You don't have to add these one at a time. If you go in here and everything's a match, they all look good, you don't have to match one at a time. Just click off all the ones that match and then just say accept, and you will add all of them in at one time. So use your batch tools here by checking those things off. So that's what I want to do to kind of, batch update these things. The other thing that's actually in this screen, and this is still updated, but what I have here, and then I'll stop here. I'll pause right after this point, Sylvia, and we'll start to fill questions. What I basically want to do here in this link account, let's say I'm with a bank and the bank does not have online banking, okay? I have the option here on this link account to upload from a file. What this gives me the ability to do when I click on it, okay, I can update transactions from a CSV file, a QVX file, a QBO file, OFX file, or TXT file. So if I'm able to go into my online banking and download into one of those formats, then I can still upload automatically. So what we tend to do, let's say we have people who's behind in their bookkeeping and they come and say they need 3 years of bookkeeping done, right? What we'll actually have them do is download these transactions, into a file for the last 3 years. And then instead of using the bank feeds, we're going to browse, click on it, upload all those transactions so we don't have to enter them in manually. Okay, so that's another way for you to get transactions into this banking screen that you can post and classify without entering everyone manually one by one. So if you can get, into this format, you should be able to click here. You would browse on it just like it's a regular file. Once you do, you'll hit next, and QuickBooks will just ask you what's the information in the different columns, and then that will let you upload that information. And then when you do upload that information, it is going to be in here just like this. So you'll see all your transactions here. Remember, they're not going to be in QuickBooks. They're just going to be in this queue, and then you have to add them in so that they hit your ledger. But they will not automatically post to your general ledger. So don't think, hey, if I upload this, I screwed up. No, if you upload it here, you can still manipulate the data that's here, and you can begin to actually exclude transactions or add them, accept them, and so on. It is just an alternative if a bank doesn't have online banking. If the transactions go back too far, and when you click link the account, it doesn't go far enough to download the transactions. It is just another way to get that information into QuickBooks. Okay. The other thing that I just want to show you here, and I will pause, is that go to bank register. So this is a fast way just for me, if I'm looking at this checking account, to go to my bank register. And that will actually link me to my bank register, and I will see everything that's actually in QuickBooks. Okay, and this will go back into the beginning of time whenever you actually started using this particular account. So I can change my accounts here, but I can click on here and go to my bank register pretty fast. So we'll go back to banking. So remember, these are all my accounts that I have linked. Okay, here I can click on here to go to bank register. This, I'm going to link an account if I'm going to do online banking. If I can't do an online banking, the little arrow here will let me upload a file. So I'll do that. If your transactions are not uploaded, or if they wasn't uploaded when you went in, you might want to click here just to update things. And then you have the review. So there's 25 items I need to take here. This is what I categorized. This is what I excluded, if anything. And then the whole goal is going to be to go into here and begin to match these transactions and add them into QuickBooks. And then we will go into, probably next week, how I add these things, how I set up different accounts, and so on.